Hello and welcome to Engine Adventures. Today we have the 2023 Honda HR-V. This is a fun little vehicle. Comes in at a pretty low price, around $30,000. It's nicely equipped, and I know I probably say this a lot, but as far as on-road stuff goes, this thing is really quite flat. It's responsive. It's sporty feeling. Would appear the GoPro stopped working. I'm not sure when, so we'll go back a little bit. Oh, this thing's hard to open one-handed. There we go. All right, powered by what I think is a 2-liter. I'll make sure and put that up on the screen if I'm wrong. With 158 horsepower and like 137 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. Has more horsepower than torque. And it's just a simple basic engine. 2-liter inline-4, no turbos, no hybrid or anything. Looks like it'd be easy to work on, reliable for many hundreds of thousands of miles. And behind that is a regular CVT transmission. With it not being a hybrid or anything, there's no eCVT in it. But it does lack power a little bit in my opinion. But other than that, this thing's super fun and nimble, and it's just an enjoyable little vehicle to drive. And take that for what it is, because I normally test large SUVs, body on frame stuff, pickup trucks, that kind of stuff. So when I get in one of these, the agility, the nimbleness, the direct steering, all that kind of stuff, I really feel like it's more pronounced for me than, say, if you go read Motor Trend or Car and Driver and they talk about how SUVs are terrible to drive, and then how sports cars, they're dialed in for that area, whereas I'm more dialed in for pickup trucks, SUVs, that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look inside here. It's nicely equipped. Oh, so much nicer in here, not being in the wind. It's not too cold out, but the wind makes it so cold. These are kind of soft. I mean, it's a plastic, but it feels kind of soft. This definitely is harder here, but the leather especially, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a lot of play there in the leather. It's very soft and comfortable leather to put your hands on, rest your elbows in, whatever. And I really like the design layout of this. I don't know, I guess I'm a simpleton. I prefer basic setups. Everything you need is here within reach, easy to use. It's got heated seats, but it doesn't have a ton of features on it. But everything you need is here, and it could be slightly more driver-centric or driver-focused. That screen is totally washed out for you guys, but anyway, it just faces straight back. All the controls and everything are easy to reach, easy to use. Traction controls over here, and there goes a little friend. Yeah, it's just a easy, basic, simple layout, and I quite enjoy the simpleness of all this because it makes you more focused on driving, makes the drive more enjoyable at the same time. You don't need all the extra gadgets and everything. It does have USB charging ports under there. It's a little bit hard to get the camera down in there. And wireless charging here, a couple cup holders, another USB there, and different drive modes. It has the snow mode, economy, and normal. I think I've just been in economy most of the time. Actually, I know I have. It does have the downhill assist or downhill braking or whatever. Hill descent control is what they call it. We'll mess with that in the off-road video. And then the brake hold when you're at a stoplight or whatever, it'll hold the brake for you. And a decent center console there. A decent amount of depth to it. So, rear seats, plenty of legroom. That's my driving position, where the seat would be. It doesn't move when you get in and out, whatever. So that's where it would normally be. Plenty of seat room here. The seat feels like it reclines a little bit, the rear seat, but it's not bad at all. And just basic stuff back here. Obviously, it looks like there's some panels here so you can get a higher trim level or get some extra options and get more features. But for how this one's laid out, it's pretty simple, pretty basic, and yeah, not a whole lot going on. It does have the lights up here. They're touch sensitive, so you just barely touch it and it turns on. Really basic there. Let's move to the cargo. And it's not powered, but easy enough. It's not very tall. It's easy to reach up and pull it closed, pull it open, whatever. No problem there. Decent amount of space. The seats do fold if you need them to, and it folds. Make sure nothing's in the way. Folds not quite flat. There's a ridge here, but it's close. And you do get additional storage under here with your spare tire underneath that. And there's more storage there, obviously, if you needed additional storage in there. But yeah, decent amount of space in here, and does have the child seat anchors for the 2 outboard seats. Tie down points, which these ones are pretty substantial. These ones are, they don't feel quite as sturdy, so not going to be handling heavy loads with those, but they are there. And yeah, like I said, it's basic vehicle overall, but it's very well laid out, great functionality, easy to drive, nimble, easy to see out of. It does have these additional windows in the corner. I wanted to see, it doesn't look like it, so I wanted to see if these seats slid forward at all, because that piece is not folding down very flat. But as far as I can tell, these seats do not, nope, they do not slide. And it almost looks like, wrong there too. Almost looks like those could fold forward. There's a little bit of space under there. Anyway, yeah, not a lot to say about this thing because it doesn't have a lot of features, but like I said, I enjoy that quite a bit. It has very bright headlights. They are plenty bright for, you know, normal driving on the city streets and whatever, highway driving at night. It's just fine for all that kind of stuff. They do great. No fog lights on this one. On the freeway in the HRV, it's not bad. There's a little bit of wind noise, nothing abnormal for this class. It's about right on, I would say. Even less than the Sequoia I had last week because of that roof rack on the thing. But anyway, it's pretty smooth and controlled. There's no, like, yeah, there's nothing to be worried about on the freeway, except the one downside to it is it doesn't keep speed. So it does have a CVT, and I'm not sure how much the CVT plays into it, but between the motor with low torque, it doesn't have a ton of torque, and the CVT transmission, it doesn't keep speed very well. So any little change in elevation, wind, whatever it is, will affect your speed pretty significantly. If you don't use cruise control, you're gonna have to make a lot of adjustments. Normally I don't use cruise control, but in this vehicle, using cruise control is probably a good idea. Keeps everyone else happy around you, so you're not fluctuating speeds the way a Toyota Tacoma does on the freeway. Visibility and everything's fine for me with the mirrors and whatever. The C-pillar does have a window in it, but it's a little bit hard to see through, and really I don't use that anyway because the mirrors on this thing are actually pretty good. So it's easy to drive around. It's, you know where all the other vehicles are. It's pretty small and very responsive. Every adjustment you make, whatever, with the steering wheel, it's precise, and it responds how you would expect it to. All right, here we are at the S-curves. Just this Explorer, and I think we're good. So this thing is very nimble, remains flat in the corners. You can just hear my stuff sliding around in the back, but it's, yeah, steering's precise. It's a small vehicle. It drives like a small vehicle. Everything's tight. It goes where you point it. It's very well controlled. Remains flat in the corners, and I actually I guess right here I got it to slide out one time, but it really doesn't slide around too much. It's very planted. All right, 0 to 60, 3, 2, 1, go. Tiny bit of wheel spin, but really not much. I don't know if we'll even hit 60. There we go, 60. So, not the fastest. We got 11.04 seconds. The wheel spin was not significant enough for the traction control to even kick on, so I wouldn't even discount that at all. I think it would have done about the same regardless. I don't have a paper copy of the Monroney, but this is a 2023 HRV 5-door all-wheel drive EXL. The exterior is Nordic Forest. It's kind of like a grayish bluish color. I like it. 158 horsepower, 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with all-wheel drive and a CVT. And no real options on this thing. Base price $28,950. Add in the destination and the Nordic Forest paint. The paint is $395. The destination is $1,245, bringing the total to $30,590. And really not too bad of a price. It looks like Mexico is a major source of parts. 30% US and Canadian, 40% Mexico. Final assembly was in Mexico. Engine USA, transmission Mexico. Fuel mileage, that's actually pretty close to what I've been getting with it. 27 miles per gallon, 25 city, 30 highway. I've been a little bit lower than that on the highway. Most of my driving is highway driving. I've been around 26, 27 on the highway. So not quite as good as this says, but yeah, it does okay. For how basic the engine is and not having a hybrid and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it does okay. It's not amazing, but it's not bad for a vehicle this size. Thank you for watching Engine Adventures review of this 2023 Honda HR-V all-wheel drive. This is a fun vehicle to drive. Really just a nice city vehicle, and it does have all-wheel drive capabilities. This one is all-wheel drive, so bad weather, whatever, rainy, snowy, sleet, it's gonna handle pretty well in those types of conditions on the road. And yeah, overall I really quite liked it. It's just a nice little package, $30,000, and drives well, handles well, nimble, precise, direct, fairly budget oriented, and it feels quality inside. Despite being budget, it feels durable, long lasting, and same with the engine. Not a lot of power, but it seems like it's going to be a very reliable engine for long-term use. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post new videos. Give me a thumbs up and comment down below what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Let me know. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day.